What is up, guys? Welcome back to Country Bunkers Trains. Hope you're doing good. I did want to take a quick moment and give a big welcome to all of our new subscribers. Thank you guys for joining. I hope you've been enjoying the channel. We're happy to have you. We got something a little bit different today. I'm not sure how interesting or fun this video will be. I guess we'll find out together. But we did have some interest in installing a scene here on the layout, and that's what we're going to go over today. Like I say, I'm not sure how this is going to go, but what the hell, we'll give it a shot, right? For newcomers to the channel, over the past several months we've been doing a lot of work to this layout. A lot of work expanding, building, new track planning, landscaping, and reinstalling the buildings and various scenes here on the layout, as well as adding a whole lot of new stuff too. And I think it's coming out pretty good. Obviously, we're coming towards the end of completing this layout. It's a pretty basic layout. As you can see, it's pretty flat, not a whole lot of hills or anything like that. Just a basic, fun, O-scale, O-gauge, high-rail type layout. As I was mentioning in the previous video, this is our last big open spot that we have for placing a building here on the layout. And I was planning on installing a house. We've got a Menards condo over here, so I was figuring I'd put a house over here. However, Woodland Scenics recently came out with this new to O-scale building, the Miss Molly's Diner, and I just had to jump on it. I will say, if you're looking at purchasing one of these, you will get a little bit of sticker shock. Oof. Luckily, though, if you're able to find a good, reputable dealer, you can usually get a good amount off of the retail price of this thing. A big thank you to Tony for hooking me up on a good price for this. I greatly appreciate it. I'm happy to have this one, and I'm pretty tickled to get it installed. What do you guys say we go ahead and get started? I'm going to get this thing out of the box, and we'll check it out. Here's what you get in the box once you get it all out and unpacked. This beautiful little diner. This thing looks great. Bunch of great little details. Looks like it's got a printed screen or printed backdrop installed on the interior, but it looks good. See, the windows have little curtains. One thing I really like, the interior doors have those little push handles on them. Adds a little bit of realism to it. But yeah, pretty cool looking building. Looks great. Typical Woodland Scenics. I have heard rumors in the past that Woodland Scenics and Menards, they share the same manufacturer of buildings. And you know, I tend to believe it actually. Obviously, they come packaged pretty much the same, but the buildings share the same build quality. I will say, obviously, Woodland Scenics is quite a bit better, but the build practices, I guess, it seems to be the same. I don't know. Of course, these come equipped with Woodland Scenics Just Plug system, which is a little powered brick and a wall wart that you can use to power these accessories. You don't have to, though. You can cut this plug off, strip the wires back, and use a regular transformer. I've done that with the other Woodland Scenics buildings here on the layout. But yeah, you also get this cute little roadside sign. We'll get that placed. As well as this nice little specials board that actually has legible script on it. If I wasn't so blind, I'd read it to you. I can make out the, $1.76, whatever is on special, coffee, tea. But yeah, pretty cute. Once again, before we get started, here's our nice big open spot for the scene. I have added a couple trees since the last layout video we did. Some extra goodies. But yeah, we just want to take our building and now place it wherever you want to put it. However you want to put it. You want to put it on an angle, where you want to place it. For me, this is very easy. I want to utilize as much space as I can for the parking lot up here. So I'm just going to put the back up against the bridge like that. And then for this sign itself, we'll probably put that somewhere like right there. Easy peasy. Now we got all this room for the parking lot up front. With our building placed where we want it, now comes the fun stuff. Drilling a hole for the wires. Like I say, none of this is rocket science. All this is pretty straightforward. We're just going to find where the wire comes out underneath and drill a hole. Of course, you want to make sure you're not drilling into a stud under the table or anything like that. And you do want to pick a drill bit big enough for your plug or for your wires if you're not using the plug. We'll just go ahead and drill it out. Just as simple as that. Let's make sure our plug is going to fit through with no issues. Looking good. Now, of course, we don't want to leave all these wood shavings everywhere, so we'll go ahead and vacuum those up. We don't got to worry about the grass or nothing like that. If we got to add more, we will. So clean it up and get all this jagged stuff off the grass mat. We're good to go. Since I am using the Just Plug system up here to power these street lights, I'm leaving the plug on. We'll just plug it into the brick that I have up here. We'll test it out here in a minute. I went ahead and got our wires ran and got the unit plugged into the distribution block. Before we carry on, what do you guys say we go ahead and turn it on, make sure we're working and everything's up and running? Check that out. That's a beautiful little building. I didn't even realize it had exterior lighting as well. It's a real pretty piece. Let me turn this light out real quick. That thing looks awesome. With our building placed, now I want to concentrate on getting the sign placed as well. And I actually want to add a little something to this sign, and we're going to steal some parts from something else I've got in the past. You guys might remember a few videos back, we got this flag, and this flag came with a little spotlight. And I want to steal the spotlight from the flag and use it on this sign. That's one thing I wish the sign came lit or had a light or something on it, but unfortunately it does not. But like I say, this flagpole comes with a little spotlight, and I want to install this so that it's shining on the sign. This is making it a little bit tricky. I don't want to place this too close to the building or too close to one of these street lamps, because then it kind of looks goofy. And I also got to keep in mind where this light's going to get placed. But where do I want to have that driveway or entrance coming in at? It's going to have to end up on either side of this street light. Again, we're just going to sit back, take it in, look at it, see what looks best, and we'll go with it, see what happens. Well, guys, as you can see, we really don't have a whole lot of room, and it kind of is what it is. We just got to work with what we have. I think the sign's just going to have to stay right there, and we're just going to have to work with it. For installing this spotlight, it comes in some shrink tube. The light's up here. And this is going to have to get installed in the table itself. We're going to have to drill the hole and secure this in the hole. I've gone through my drill bits, and this is the closest one that I have that looks to fit it. It's a tiny bit bigger, but I think we can make it work. We're going to have to drill a hole at an angle to point up and shoot the light, or the beam of light, at the sign itself. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. We want to put it around like right here. Now we want to aim it at the sign. So we'll give this a shot right here. Good. Hope that'll work. Like that. Same thing, we'll go through and clean up that hole and vacuum up all the wood. Stragglers off of here. Let's see if that'll work. Alrighty, we finally got that wire through. Let's see if this spotlight will fit. Yeah, it actually fits pretty good. I think it's going to work good. A little bit of to the left, but I think we can work with that. Now to secure this, I'll just use a little bit of super glue. Put some glue on the shrink tubing, and we'll glue this in the hole. I'll go ahead and get it powered up and we'll place the sign in front of it. Alrighty guys, I got our spotlight glued in place. I crawled under the layout and got the wires hooked up to the Just Plug system. And as you can see, I threw the sign back in front of the light. Let's power it up and make sure we're looking good. Oh, check that out. That came out great. I think that was a good trade-off. I think that looks a lot better here on the sign than it does, or it would have on the flag. I'm tickled with how that looks. Now obviously we don't want our sign to move around and get out of the beam of the light, so I'm going to go ahead and super glue this sign in place as well. Now, like I say, that way it doesn't move around and end up out of the light. Don't need a lot of glue, just a little bit. I used to have to glue everything, and the cats would always jump up here and mess things up, and trees would be everywhere. I've made it so that the cats can no longer get up here, but now it's become habit. I glue everything on the layout. Get it back in place where we want it. Looks good. Secure it down. Well, while we have the drill out, what do you guys say we go ahead and drill one last hole and install one last piece? I'm going to go ahead and install this flagpole up here in the corner. The diner does already have a flag on it, but I don't really have another place for this flagpole that's easily accessed that I think it would look good. I think it's going to look the best right here. I played with it over there at the condo, and it doesn't really look that good anywhere. As well as over to behind you or to your left at the hotel. Like I say, there's just not another good spot that I can easily access that this will look good. But I think this will look alright right here. We'll just say the folks at the diner are extra patriotic. And nothing wrong with that by any means. We got our best matched drill bit to the flagpole shaft itself. Might be a little bit bigger, but we're going to glue it, so nothing to fret. We're not going to drill the hole too deep. We don't want it to go all the way through. Just about a 1/4 inch or so. Enough for it to not dangle all over the place. Let's go ahead and give that a try. Might have went a little deep, but I can hold it up when we glue it. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'll go ahead and get it glued in place. With all of our main pieces installed, let's go ahead and do some landscaping. I've got some of these bushes left over from doing all the stuff in between the tracks, and I'm going to install some bushes here between the street lights to give it a little bit more pop and help this spotlight hide a little bit. I might put some bushes around the spotlight. I don't know yet. I'll see how it turns out. I'll get the main bushes set up first. For installing these, I'm just going to use some super glue. I could use some of that clear school glue that I have, but since this has a nice dispenser, I'm just going to use this for now. We'll just do a nice light line along the roadway here. Just like that. And like I say, we'll go ahead and get some of these bushes installed. And there we go. Got our bushes installed. Doesn't look like a whole lot right now. Kind of blends in with all the grass. However, I do believe once we get our parking lot installed, this will stand out quite a bit more. Let's go ahead and get started on the parking lot. We're going to be installing a gravel parking lot here for the diner, which I've done quite a bit in the past and you guys have seen a bit of on the channel previously. As I've stated before, I use this stuff that I get from the Michael's Craft Store. It can be found in the floral department, next to all the flowers, vases, and stuff like that. They got jars of sand, gravel, rocks, all kinds of stuff. And it's fairly cheap and reasonable. I want to say this jar is like $3, something like that. We are going to be doing 2 layers. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot, and this is my last jar. But I do have another jar of just sand. So we're going to do the first layer of sand to cover the grass, and then sprinkle the gravel on top of that to give us that gravel desired effect. This gets installed the exact same way I do the ballasting. I use this clear school glue and dump that out on the layout first, or spread it with a paintbrush, and then I'll pour this stuff on, and then I just secure it all in place with the Woodland Scenic cement. I like doing the school glue first because I can use the glue to kind of draw out where the parking lot's going to go and get that desired effect that I want. Well, there you guys have it. There's our parking lot. What do you think? Not too shabby, eh? No, it's not perfect and it's not completely Probably not completely scale and not the best, but hey, I think it pulls it off pretty good. As you can see, you don't have to be perfect. It evens itself out pretty good. And like I say, I think it comes out pretty well. You may have noticed when I was spraying the top coat of glue, I try and stay away from these paper roads because the glue gets under it and the roads absorb it and they start to get wavy. But that does go away after a couple days. Once it completely dries, they start to flatten back out. And if they don't, I'll come back with a little super glue and put a dab under the road and flatten it back out. No big deal. But I think it's looking pretty good. Ideally, you would let this dry for 24 hours overnight, let everything harden and cure, and then you can come back and install your finer details, figures, and stuff like that. However, due to this video and due to my impatience, let's go ahead and carry on. Let's get some extra stuff here installed and some figures. Now we do have an array of figures to choose from to install here at the diner. I think the most fitting set is these heavy set figures, or these full figured folks, as Woodland Scenics calls them. I thought it'd be pretty appropriate to put these guys in front of the diner. But we've also got some other ones. We got some general public. We got some policemen. We've also got a couple deer to place in the area. I don't know if we'll place all of them. We might place one or two nearby the diner. But let's go ahead and get started. For these, I'm just going to use a little dab of super glue on their feet and or rear ends and secure them to the scene. Pretty easy and straightforward once again. Well guys, what you think? I think it came out pretty good. We still got some work to do. I'd like to add a few things here and there, but I think it's come along pretty good. We definitely got to get a General Lee, and possibly the boys and Daisy. I saw a model that has the 3 figures of them. As you can see, we got Roscoe here set up with his cop car, drawing his gun. We're definitely going to have to add them here in the future. I think the deer are a nice subtle touch here in the background. They don't stick out too much, just adds a little bit. But yeah, I think it came out pretty good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As you can see, pretty easy, a little time consuming, but nothing spectacular, no rocket science, nothing like that. Maybe we'll have to do more videos like this in the future. It did take a while to film, but I had a little bit of fun making this one. I do want to give my sister Heather a big thank you. Heather, as you saw, that light came in very handy. I was using it all night. But anyways, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It would be much appreciated. Until next time, guys, my name is Zach, And this is Country Bunkers Trains. Y'all take care. I'll see you the next go around.